Wow, good afternoon, Maryland. How you doing? You guys look great. You can sit down. Welcome to the University of Maryland. It's just a pleasure to see you all. How about a round of applause for the mighty sound of Maryland Marching Band? I'd like to thank Governor Wes Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, Secretary Monteiro for being such great partners with us, joining together to host all of you. The inaugural service year option in Maryland core class. You know, it's fitting that our university has hosted you as you begin a new journey of service. Service that has a long legacy in our state and at our flagship university. We are the nation's first do-good campus, and we are pioneering ways to invest in people and communities and partner to advance the public good. Today is another example of how we are working to meet our obligation to our local community, our state, and our nation by leveraging tremendous talent like all of you. As Governor Moore always says, service will save us. Service will save us. Repeat after me, service will save us. Service will save us. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. From initiatives such as Hungry Harvest and Food Recovery Network that seek a food insecurity, to the James Hollister Wellness Foundation, which saves viable medicine and reduces waste. Terps have a long track record of creating solutions to the grand challenges of our time with a commitment to a better collective future. So today is truly a celebration of what comes before and what will come in the future thanks to you. These new service programs are a valuable addition to the options that Maryland residents will have when they are trying to figure out how to fulfill their own potential and make sure their friends, family, and neighbors fulfill theirs as well. Each of you should know and be incredibly proud of making this commitment. I want to thank you for starting this journey at the University of Maryland, and I look forward to all of the ways we can work together with all of you. Now, just earlier today, Congressman Glenn Ivey wanted me to relay a message to you. All of you are Maryland ambassadors. You know, like when you throw a pebble into a pond and then a set of wave moves forward? Everybody's done that, right? Everybody's thrown a pebble into a pond. Well, you're our Maryland wave of ambassadors that will go throughout the state, making a difference everywhere. So we are deeply proud of what you're going to do. And so I say, once again, congratulations. It is now my honor to introduce a man who is a native Prince George's County, a Terp, and the first Maryland Secretary of Service and Civic Innovation, Paul Monteiro.
Thank you so much, President Pines, to Governor Moore, First Lady Moore, to Lieutenant Governor Miller, my cabinet colleagues from the different state agencies, the senators and delegates that helped make this possible, to my Deputy Secretary, Sarah Flamang, my partner in service back on the back wall there, my dream team at DSCI. These are the ones that made it possible. We made it. The governor signed the bill that created this program 182 days ago, and we made it. Because yes, I was counting the days. And over those 182 days, I've often thought about the quote, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. So I congratulate all of you, all of our newest participants, for taking this deliberate step forward to take control of your life story. Thank you for raising your hand to say you're willing to give back and serve a state that we all love. We are excited to walk alongside you over this term of service. You're not walking it alone. And just as you have chosen as individuals not simply to let life happen to you, you reflect who and why this will be Maryland's decade, as the governor says. Our state has all of the assets we need, including passionate, talented individuals like all of you. Maryland is truly the world in miniature. You look around our core, look around our state, people from around the globe make this state their home. A system of world-class colleges and universities, including the very campus we're on right now, where they're making world-changing discoveries and creating new knowledge in real time. We are the cybersecurity capital of the country, with all of the assets when you think about private sector, government, all of the foundations focused on cyber and winning the tech economy. We have a range of opportunities in the public sector, state government, local government, federal agencies, all across our state. And as Governor Moore often says, we have always been asset rich in this state. Sometimes, though, we've been strategy poor. And the strategy that you all represent is recognizing the value that each person has, the talents that each of you bring, that we're going to refine over the course of this service term, to give all of you a tangible way to build a life and find your power through service. And even as we focus on strengthening our economy, strengthening our workforce, you represent something else that's equally important. You are the first wave of showing us a better way, showing us that it's still possible to see the humanity of all people, even across differences. One of your greatest responsibilities is going to be showing that we can push back on the myth that our communities are hopelessly divided, pushing back on the idea that even if I disagree with you, it doesn't give me license to hate you. If I disagree with you, it doesn't give me license to hurt you. Not a single one of you asked in applying for this program, well, are we going to be serving them or us? You all recognize there is no them or us. It's just us. And that's what the Maryland Corps Service Year option is. Now, I have the distinct privilege of bringing to the stage a true servant leader, someone who shared a vision with the governor and the General Assembly to help create the program that you're bringing to life today, you, the prototype, like I said yesterday. She embodies the American dream. She came to this country as a child, grew up to be a distinguished engineer, used her skills in county government before getting elected to the House of Delegates, and now, as the first woman of color and the first immigrant to hold the high office, the 10th Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, Aruna Miller.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is great to be here. You all, I gotta tell you something. I have the best job ever, and that is to serve the people of Maryland, right? Pretty awesome. And I thought it just doesn't get better than this, but you know what? It does, because I get to serve with the best partner ever, Governor Wes Moore. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Terpland, right? I have 2 terps. I graduated from here, so thank you, President Pines, for hosting us here. And congratulations to the entire inaugural class. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see what you have in store for the world. And I want to take a moment to also recognize Secretary Monteiro. I'll tell you what, we couldn't have picked a better leader to be able to take in full charge of service in our state. You know, everyone has a story to tell when they think about the moment of their life where they had the calling and they decided to pursue a life of public service. And I want to tell you my story. I'm an immigrant to this country, and I'll never forget when I was about a teenager, maybe 12 or 13 years old, and a horrific natural disaster happened in India from a state that I was from. So my dad called my brother, my sister, and me into his room, and he talked about this devastating event that had occurred. And he said, I want the three of you to go out and collect money for the families that are hurting in India. And my siblings and me, we looked at each other and were like, Dad, there's no way people are just gonna give money to us just because we go knock on doors and we tell them there was a disaster that had happened. And he looked at all of us and he said, never ever underestimate the kindness and compassion that are in people, especially Americans. And so he handed us an empty coffee can. He said, go collect some money. And of course, we were ambivalent. We didn't want to do it. And we thought we could come up with a scheme. Hey, maybe we can take, the babysitting money that I got, the money that my, brother got from lawn mowing, just put it into the can, end of day, right? Call, that's it. We don't need to go knock on doors. But nah, my dad watched our every move. He opened the door for us, handed the empty coffee can. He said, now go do it. And to our surprise, we went and knocked on doors. Doors were open in the middle of a Sunday afternoon. Fathers who were watching football games with their friends, and we went and told them, the three of us, hey, we're here to collect some money. And they didn't hesitate. They immediately said, oh, really? What are you collecting money for? We would tell them. And they said, and then they would call out to their friends in the back room and said, hey, these kids are out here collecting money. You guys got any change? And all of them would, dig deep into their jean pockets and pull out dollar bills and change and throw it into the can. And then we'd go to another door. A mother would be cooking or cleaning, and she would stop what she was doing and immediately give money. And it would happen so on and so on. And to our surprise, we never, ever expected that kind of response. Nobody asked us why we were collecting this. Nobody asked us, prove it that this is where the money is going. They all gave generously. They gave change, but they made change. Change that impacted the lives of people that they'd never met who lived 8,000 miles away. And change that set me on a path to serve others. The small gesture made by these change makers was an awakening for me, that we must always give without remembering and receive without forgetting. And this wasn't the only time I was a recipient of service and the generosity of others. As I said, I'm an immigrant to this country. I'm a product of public schools. When I came to this country, I didn't know a word of English, and it was educators who taught me English and taught me that I could be anything that I wanted to be, and I believed them. I'm a product of a public university, and I'm a product of public investment. I relied on Pell Grants and financial aid to get through college. This collectiveness by taxpayers and public servants has made all the difference. With great opportunities comes great responsibility. And so I chose a life of public service to pay it forward, to give back to a community who invested in me and believed in me. So to everyone who's here today, whether you're a service year member, a host organization, a legislator, or the president or faculty or staff at a public university, you're all change makers, much like the generous people who filled our coffee can with change. Last weekend, I joined Secretary Monteiro to visit CASA, Maryland's largest immigrant advocacy organization. And they paired up with AmeriCorps volunteers. And I met this gentleman by the name of Henry, who is an immigrant from Liberia. So when Henry came to this country and he had the opportunity to be a citizen, The challenge was he didn't know how to navigate through all the paperwork and necessary things that needed to be done before he could become a citizen. So he came to CASA, met these AmeriCorps volunteers, and they helped guide him through this arduous journey of doing lots of paperwork. Eventually, Henry became a citizen. He joined immediately after he became a citizen, he joined AmeriCorps because their service changed the trajectory of his life, and he wanted to make sure that he created change and make sure the trajectory of others' lives could be as positive as his. As Governor Moore says, service is sticky. Service is a chain that we're constantly adding links to. And when we serve, we shift from a life of consumption to contribution, from a life of me to we. And when we serve, we help create a gentler, kinder, and more inclusive world. When we serve, we create a ripple effect in our communities. To the service year option cohort class, remember that everything we do has a ripple effect. Every word we speak, every decision we make, every action we take affects the world around us. And purposeful actions can move mountains. Your actions will not just better your communities, they will inspire your communities to take action and grow more change makers. It is said that the two most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day you understand why. To this class, you're about to embark on a journey to discover the second most important day of your life, and that is when you learn the purpose of your life, your why. And when you discover this, you'll find that your life opens up in ways you could have never imagined. Know that Maryland will always be rooting for you. Thank you.
Please welcome a member of the inaugural cohort of Service Year Option and Maryland Corps, Briana Whitehurst.
I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Briana Whitehurst. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm 19 years old. Yo. And I am absolutely thrilled to be here as a member of the first class of Maryland Corps Service Year Option members. Since I was a little kid, I've always known that giving back to my community was my goal. I wanted to make sure that all children grew up in safe environments where they feel comfortable enough to express themselves freely, especially through the arts. I have always wanted to work with and for kids, but honestly, I did not know the path. Then my grandmother told me about the service year option, and starting on Monday, I'll be working at the Baltimore Department of Parks and People. Now, I have to tell all of you that I'm a little nervous to be up here. I'm genuinely not sure if I'm shaking because I am nervous or because I am cold. And I'm not sure about all of y'all, but I've never introduced a governor before. But that's okay, because this year's actually all about doing things we have never done before. One of the things I'm very excited about is getting to know others who are alongside me on this journey. Some will be like me, and that will be great. And some people will be pretty different from me, from different places, backgrounds, and experiences. lots of different walks of life. And getting to know them will be great too. And that's part of the point, the purpose of why we are here. Now, I know this year won't be easy. I know I will have tough times. I know that all of us will have tough times. But you know what? We're tough too. It's a lot, but you know what? We're a lot too. We are ready. We're ready to work, ready to learn new skills, ready to know new people, ready to help build stronger communities and a stronger state. We are grateful to the governor and his team and to the people of Maryland who have made this opportunity possible. Let me ask my Maryland Corps Service Year Program members to all stand up. Yeah, give yourselves a hand real quick. Yeah, go ahead, do that. Here we are, Governor Moore, and I can tell you, the people of the first class of the Maryland Corps and Service Year option are ready and up for the challenge. So with a little nervousness, but a lot more excitement, and with our promise that we are ready for action, I am very happy to introduce Governor Wes Moore.
What a great day. What a great day. Hey, everybody. Bree. Bree. You are an absolute inspiration. And like I told you, you and everybody else out here, you know what you also are now? A history maker. And we are grateful for the history that you are making. This is so amazing. You all the ones, you're the ones, you are the ones who raised your hands to serve. You're the ones who, because of your service, you're not just gonna make you better, you're gonna make all of us better. The entire state owes you a huge debt of gratitude for saying yes and for believing that if we can actually stand united, we can't lose. Your service is not just going to help us to take on the problems in our communities. Your service is going to help us to strengthen the foundation of our democracy. What you are doing every day is not just going to make our present better, you are going to make our future better. But before I talk a little bit about the what, I want to talk a little bit about the how. Because something this significant, a day this important, it does not happen overnight, and it does not happen just because. It happens because of months of hard work and planning. It happens because of years of leadership from those who set the foundation that each and every one of us stand on. It happens because it takes dozens of people who have come together in a common cause and who have said that the time for service is now. To our remarkable Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller, who has been a force for good for her entire life. To Maryland's first and Maryland's remarkable Secretary of Service and Civic Innovation, Paul Monteiro. Let me tell you something. To be clear, the day that Secretary Monteiro said he was willing to take this on, I knew we're going to be all right. We're going to be just fine. To this amazing, amazing cabinet and administration, who forever are going to be my brothers and sisters, and to my amazing wife, who forever is going to be the love of my life, our First Lady. To all of our partner organizations, and that includes the University of Maryland College Park, and I want to thank your outstanding president, President Pines. Go Terps! And to all of our program participants and our host site partners who are literally making history, and doing it joyfully. I also want to say thank you to Michael Smith. Where's Michael? There he goes. Michael is the CEO of AmeriCorps, who I remember as we were going through the process of testifying in front of the Maryland General Assembly to make this law. I remember Michael came up and like, you know what, we're going to need to make sure we have a full-throated and a concerted effort to really prove the point. And he was like, we got you. And I was like, all right, well, can you come testify tomorrow? I mean, it's a busy man. And he said, we got you. And he was right there testifying. Michael, presence matters. Your attendance here is not just welcome, it has been necessary, and thank you for your leadership. Today, we celebrate the service pioneers of AmeriCorps and Peace Corps. Today, yes, they deserve a round of applause as well. Today, we celebrate and we acknowledge the public servants who are throughout the nation dedicating their lives to making us better, who have designed their own service programs and inspired the work that we are now leading the nation here in Maryland. Today, I stand in thankfulness and humble gratitude to our partners in the Maryland General Assembly who have spent years laying the groundwork for this exact moment, and thank you all so much. And by the way, I want to say that also includes Senate President Bill Ferguson, who I know can't be here, but I was speaking with him earlier. I know how much he wanted to be here, but I just want to say to Senator Ferguson, we're here because of your leadership too, and we're grateful for you. When we first said we wanted to do this, there were some naysayers. There were some people who said, well, it's difficult to do that at scale. It's difficult for a state to get it done. It's really a challenging time, and it's a challenging environment. Maybe this should wait. There were some naysayers. And then there were the believers, many of whom were in this room, and the people who also understood that belief was not going to be enough, that work was necessary too. Because as the good book says, faith without work is dead. So I want to thank each and every one of you for not just being the believers, but for being the workers. Because of your work, because of your push, because of your insistence, because of your leadership, I can tell you right now, today is a great day, not because we proved some of them wrong, but for the workers, today means we prove them right. The significance of these two programs cannot be overstated. By calling on Marylanders to serve and to serve together, we will ensure that our citizens develop skills that are going to meet all of our society's needs. We are going to address the challenges that our communities are facing, and we will do it with our heads held high and our chests full, and we will take them head on. We will build civic bonds. We will restore a spirit of community. We're calling on all of our fellow Marylanders to get to know each other again. And this work could not be more important than it is right now in this very moment. Because we do see deep political divides that are separating our state and separating our country. But service will be the solution. At a time when some of these folks and politicians seem to be more interested in making points than making a difference, at a time when neighbors don't talk to each other because one votes red and one votes blue, service will save us. And I don't say that because I believe in blind optimism. I don't. I say that because I know our history, and I know what we're made of. Service is not a vision that we claim, it is a tradition that we inherited. Our nation owes our strength to the brave men and women who stepped up even when they were not tapped and even when they were not called. Oh. Our democracy owes its vitality to the brave men and women who entered the fray even if that fight that they were involved in wasn't their own. Our heroes owe their achievements to the mentors who taught them how to give back. And I know I would not be the 63rd governor of this state and the first African-American governor of this state without those who taught me how to serve first. You know, I know we're talking about our service introductions. And so mine really started when I got sent to military school. I got sent to military school when I was 13 years old. I had some things going on when I was a little younger. I've been acting out. I've been skipping class. I felt handcuffs to my wrists by the time I was 11 years old. So my mother thought military school would be a good thing for me, provide some discipline, force me to wake up early, do some push-ups. What she didn't realize at the time, though, was that introduction was actually the moment when I learned how to serve. Because you go through this school as part of a unit. The whole point is there's a breakdown of an individual so you could be built up as a collective. That the I is no longer relevant, but that the we becomes everything. The mistakes that I made became the mistakes of others. So they also helped me to make less mistakes. But I soon also realized that my success was going to be their success too. My actions could actually change an entire community. I felt needed. I felt relevant. I felt like I mattered. And that's how I began to fall in love with service. It did not just introduce me to the benefits of giving back, it completely altered my trajectory. And through service, I found those things that make my heart beat a little bit faster. And that's what we're asking for each and every one of you to do. Find the thing that makes your hearts beat a little bit faster. We aren't telling Marylanders how to serve because we look at the community partners that we have who are tackling a whole range of issues and challenges. We have community partners who are working in health. We have community partners who are working in the environment. We have community partners who are working in veteran services. We have community partners that are working in education and beyond. We got community partners working in every single aspect of our society. For all of our service members, we are not telling you how to serve. We're just thankful that you chose to serve. The choice is yours. We just want to offer people a chance to make our state a little bit better. We want to give Marylanders a pathway to do something that makes their heart beat faster. We want to light that spark. We want to light that spark to help a young woman in West Baltimore, or to help a young man in the Eastern Shore, or to help a child of a single mom like me see more than what's directly in front of them, or help that single mom too. That this is a chance and a platform for each and every one of us to put our fingerprints on the future of our state. So, I do want to end my remarks by speaking directly to the members of this inaugural class. First, each and every one of you, y'all are beautiful. And you have no idea. You have no idea how you have just filled my heart. Seeing you here, seeing you ready to serve, seeing you say yes. You are the fulfillment of a promise, and you are the embodiment of a hope. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that this has been a challenging week. That this week, we unfortunately have had more reminders, and very unneeded reminders, of the very real challenge that our society and our community and our country has with gun violence. That this week has given us a very unneeded reminder that this political, this religious divisiveness and vitriol, that it has consequences and implications that we have to deal with and deal with now. Or just this morning, before coming out to a celebration, the Lieutenant Governor and I had to attend funerals of both two remarkable public servants. One a firefighter in Baltimore City, the other a judge in Western Maryland. So I can't tell you enough how much this means. Because I'm grateful to each and every one of you that you raised your hands. And you took a chance to love each other. You took a chance to believe in our society. You took a chance to be able to forge our future. You all are the trailblazers who will define a generation. You will define the future of these programs. You will define the future of our state. We don't just appreciate you, we need you. We need folks like Diego, who's going to work as a Park Service mentee with the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. Thank you, Diego. We need you. We need Vincent, who will be working to support the health of community members at Horizon Goodwill. We need you, Vincent. We need you, sir. We need truth, both the person and the thing, who will be working with the Community Law Center as part of our service year option. Where's Truth? And by the way, Truth, we don't just give a shout out to Truth, we need to give a shout out to your mother too, who is a founding member of Maryland Corps. Truth, you got it honestly, man. You got it honestly. You all the inspirations. You give us hope. You let us know what's possible. You let us know that if we're willing to put in the work, there is nothing that stands in the way. Because when the future of this state is being determined and the story of this state is being written, we want your hands all over the pen. We want your names on the cover. And together, we are going to write a story unlike anything that anyone has ever seen. But I tell you right now, Maryland is the first, but because of you, it will not be the last. Thank you so much for all you continue to do. Let's serve, let's win, and let's do it over and over again. God bless you guys. Thank y'all.
At this time, we ask the Service Corps members to please stand and face the back of the room for a group photo. All others, please remain in your seats. Thank you very much.